light. Oh.
Coming up on this week's show, we celebrate 30 years of the Mushroom Kingdom's favourite immigrant, Mario.
I tell you, if Super Mario Maker is a creative triumph or a DIY disaster. Our adorable experts decide whether mascots still have a place in gaming. And the rest of the VGN crew attempt to beat my devilish Mario Maker creation.
I used to like Mario. It's a video game nation! Yahoo!
Before Mario, there was Jumpman. Actually, before Jumpman, there was Mr. Video. Actually, before Mr. Video, there was Popeye. Wait, Popeye?
Yes, Popeye. When Nintendo asked a young industrial designer to devise an arcade game starring the spinach-gulping sailor, he came up with a concept that involved Popeye scaling ladders to save olive oil from his arch-rival Brutus. However, when it transpired that Nintendo couldn't use the Popeye license, the designer, a man called Shigeru Miyamoto, was forced to create original characters to fill the gap.
Brutus became a giant gorilla, Olive Oil a lady named a Lady, and Popeye a squat mustachioed man in overalls. Miyamoto originally dubbed him Mr. Video, owing to his desire to have him appear in every video game he hoped to create.
Mr. Video became the similarly literal Jumpman until a Nintendo of America employee suggested Mario, allegedly a tribute to the landlord who owned their first headquarters in Seattle. Donkey Kong became a global sensation, earning the equivalent of $750 million in just 2 years in America alone. Unsurprisingly, Nintendo was finally allowed to create a Popeye game a year after Donkey Kong's launch, but by then, the sailor had missed the boat.
In 1983, Nintendo released Mario Brothers, the first game to introduce us to his brother Luigi, as well as a number of elements that Mario is still associated with today, namely green pipes, coins, power blocks, and turtles.
Mario Brothers didn't capture the public's imagination quite like Donkey Kong. It still did well enough in Japan to spawn spin-offs Mario Brothers Special and Punchball Mario Brothers, but there's a good reason that this is probably the first time you've seen Mario punching a little red ball about.
A year later, Mario grew up, and the gaming world grew up with him.
Super Mario Bros. Didn't just mark the start of Mario as the most recognizable and enduring gaming icon of all time, it's also resurrected the flagging games industry, kickstarted the console age, and inspired a generation of game developers the world over. It's a rare example of truly timeless game design, transcending decades of technical progress to remain as fun to play today as it ever was.
Super Mario Bros. Held the record for the highest selling game on a single platform for nearly 25 years, over which time it spawned 18 almost universally brilliant sequels and countless spin-offs from Mario Kart to Mario Teaches Typing. But which of them do our experts class as their favourite?
My favourite Mario game is definitely Super Mario Land on the Game Boy, just because I think it really sort of encapsulates what a great Mario game is.
Probably Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U. I've never really been a big Nintendo guy, so I've never dove deep with a Mario game, but I got a Wii U specifically because I was like, right, I'm gonna figure this thing out, I'm gonna get behind it, people love Mario, let's do this. And yeah, Super Mario 3D World, ridiculously fun.
My favourite Mario game is a two-way tie between Super Mario 64, which was the first game I ever had for the N64, and Super Mario Galaxy 2, which is the most weird and boundlessly inventive and bizarre Mario game of the lot.
Favourite game, GameCube, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Best golf game ever. So my favourite Mario game is Toadstool Tour.
One of the reasons for Mario's continuing popularity is his, or rather Nintendo's, ability to move with the times and stay ahead of the pack, the same of which can't be said for some of his rivals. Sonic!
Each major new iteration has always brought with it enough innovation and ingenuity to fill dozens of lesser games, without the need to resort to pointless gimmicks. Mario even managed to make the notoriously tricky transition from 2D to 3D look effortless. Super Mario 64 still ranks among the cleverest 3D platformers to date, and subsequent 3D efforts Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario 3D World all somehow felt at once utterly unique and reassuringly familiar.
But what's better, 2D Mario or 3D Mario? There's only one way to find out. Fight! What's that? I couldn't get the costume budget. Fine. There's only one way to find out. Civilized discussion. It's not as good. It's not as good.
3D Mario is the one that I prefer. I really appreciate what 2D Mario is and how good it is, but I think there's something about the fact that 3D Mario isn't just 2D Mario in 3D. It's the fact that they've really thought about how should this be for a 3D game. It's just a deeper, richer game.
I think Mario Galaxy is like the pinnacle of the Mario series, and that's a 3D Mario. But for me, there's still something really pure and artistic about the 2D Mario games. Like, Nintendo have been making these games for so long. They've got the physics of the platformer just absolutely nailed down. So I think I'd have to say the 2D Mario games are, for me, like it's Nintendo at their best.
Super Mario 64 also addressed a question that everyone wanted to know the answer to, even those who'd suffered through the Super Mario Bros. Movie. What did Mario actually sound like?
Those expecting a gruff New Yorker were bitterly disappointed to discover that Mario's voice was almost as bizarre as the surrealist worlds he leaps around, a sort of squeaky gibberish from a non-existent part of Italy where everyone speaks in yelps and wahoos. It shouldn't work, but it fits perfectly and is now as iconic a part of Mario's makeup as his moustache or dungarees. The man responsible is American actor Charles Martinet, who spoke to Video Game Nation about giving the world's most popular gaming character a voice.
I actually crashed the audition, was told make up a voice, start talking, and whenever you stop talking, that's your audition. The first thing that came to my mind was, of course, hey, get out of my face, I'm working here, you know? And then all of a sudden I thought, no, I want it to be fun. And I said, oh, maybe younger and more happy. And I heard action, I said, hello, I'm a Mario, let's make a pizza pie together, you know? And that was just the beginning of 25 years for me of absolute joy. I think one of the great things about Mario and Mario games over the 30 years is the incredible consistency. That if you play the first game ever, and then you play the most recent game ever, you will feel the same fantastic sense of exploration and interest and adventure and fun. And there's always a, let's go spirit to the character. And that to me has just been so much fun. If anything, over the years, I think there's even more joy and more fun and more great energy with the character.
Unbelievably, 2015 marks the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Bros., and Nintendo has opted to celebrate it in spectacular fashion. After 30 years of tirelessly delivering classic Mario after classic Mario, Nintendo has finally had enough and handed the reins to a new developer. Us.
If Nintendo is Willy Wonka, we've all just won golden tickets. And just as Willy Wonka's chocolate factory transformed the dull industrial process of confectionery making into a wondrous magical experience, so too does Super Mario Maker take the dry, difficult process of game development and turns it into an effortless, joyous process.
When you start out, you might be disappointed to discover that you've only been given a few basic Mario staples to play around with on the original Super Mario Bros. Overground canvas, or the markedly sexier new Super Mario Bros. U alternative. It's just enough to build your very own take on World 1-1, but it still doesn't feel like the promised opportunity to let your imagination run riot.
And that's precisely the point. One of the common failings of most level creators is that they throw everything at you at once. Some people thrive on having so much choice on offer, but others, like me, are very quickly overwhelmed. Super Mario Maker does the exact opposite, releasing new tools, environments, and game styles over a 9-day period, as long as you spend at least 5 minutes tinkering with it each day. Super Mario Maker makes level creation so speedy and intuitive that you'll feel compelled to experiment and bend rules that have been in place for decades, and Nintendo is 100% behind your decision to do so. Want to drop enemies into question mark blocks for a nasty surprise? You can do it. Want to give a Boo wings to make it even faster and more annoying? Be their guest. Want to create a pyramid of Goombas topped with a fire-spitting Bowser? Go right ahead.
My early attempts were actually surprisingly conservative, a result of having decades of Nintendo's surgically precise approach to level design drilled into me. But you soon realise that Super Mario Maker revels in anarchy. You can almost feel it daring you to break it.
There are dozens of sample courses to try out thanks to CourseBot, a friendly droid constructed by former NASA scientists that has the sole purpose of creating Mario levels. Probably. I just made that up. These bite-sized levels are intended to spark your imagination, showing you how to utilize classic elements in completely new and unexpected ways.
Beyond that, there's the online course world, where you can play, share and download courses from other Super Mario makers all over the globe.
There are already dozens of ingenious creations to sample. Highlights include a vertical bowling game with its own scoring system, a shoot-'em-up using Bowser's Clown Copter, and a self-playing level that rickrolls anyone unfortunate enough to fall for it.
Sadly, there are a few restrictions in place. For example, you can only create levels with forced horizontal scroll, not vertical, and efforts to create truly labyrinthine ghost house stages are limited by the ability to only include 4 sets of interconnected doors. There are also lots of noticeable absentees as you tinker with the later games. Super Mario World in particular suffers from a lack of numerous elements that made that game so special.
Still, with Nintendo's newfound love of decent DLC, there's every chance that the current variety of options will expand in the coming months. Hopefully, this will also expand to Amiibo support. While it's great to see 8-bit versions of almost every Amiibo character you can think of, it would be even better if these changes weren't just cosmetic.
But that shouldn't detract from the fact that what you're effectively faced with is a near endless supply of Mario levels that are just as fun to create as they are to play, possibly even more so. It's dangerously easy to lose yourself once an idea takes control, as I can testify after spending several sleepless nights in thrall to getting my creations just right. As birthday presents go, you really couldn't wish for better.
Okie dokie, we're going to be back after the break. Video Game Nation, #1. Here we go. Woohoo!
These days, mascots don't really get used.
Wait, what was that? I thought it's injured. Again? This itch isn't going to scratch itself.
Welcome back. Now, Mario's success as a gaming icon soon prompted Nintendo to adopt him as the official company mascot, giving what was previously a fairly nondescript corporation a friendly, relatable face. You know, like Mickey Mouse, the Michelin Man, or John Robertson. In this post-Apple era, mascots are largely considered passé, but is that because we've all moved on, or because most companies' efforts were irredeemably awful? Our experts discuss.
I mean, mascots are something that exists way beyond gaming, right? You know, sports teams, tire companies, there's mascots for almost everything. But I think, you know, for any company, they're an easy face and personality. Companies really struggle to have personalities. And it makes a company, especially one that's supposed to appeal a little bit more to children, a lot more approachable, which is why so many of the game companies that make games for kids have, you know, some sort of iconic character that is their face, you know, whether it's obvious ones like Mario and Sonic, or even things like the Angry Birds. These are all mascots of a brand, and they're the portal in.
Mascots, I think they were really important sort of about 10, 15 years ago during the console wars, when the console wars was serious, when we were all kids and we were like, come on, it's Sonic or Mario, get behind it. It felt like they were sort of your trusted bannermen. You could really get behind like noble characters like Sonic and Dizzy the Egg and Bubsy. Just sort of stand and salute Dizzy the Egg on a flag. That'd be beautiful.
I think mascots are sort of gaming celebrities, really, aren't they? Because like there are a few rockstar developers, but like I'm not sure my mum would like recognise Shigeru Miyamoto if she saw him walking around Sainsbury's. Do you know what I mean? Whereas she would recognise Pac-Man, you know, because he'd be by the grapefruit just eating them all, wouldn't he?
I think mascots are important to gamers because, you know, the consoles that we're playing on are quite the boring grey boxes, and you need a flag bearer. You need something exciting and something that you can go to the, well, me growing up, go to the school grounds with and say Sonic's better than Mario, or Mario's better than Sonic, or Crash Bandicoot is better than, I don't know, Pac-Man or something like that. But some icon that you can just get behind and just claim as superior to all the other ones around.
I think it's the same as any other entertainment medium, isn't it? You know, books, movies, anything at all. It's the characters that you emotionally connect to. Plus, everyone likes a snazzy T-shirt or a cute little figurine.
My favourite gaming mascot? Probably Crash Bandicoot. I mean, he looks sort of like he's having a bit of a problem. He's not got a neck. He's running around shouting. Much like myself, we're having a good time.
My favourite gaming mascot is Sackboy from Little Big Planet, who was all over Sony's PlayStation 3 branding for ages, but he's such a funny little dude, he's got such an amazing face, he's my favourite.
Dizzy the Egg, mate. It's got to be Dizzy the Egg, hasn't it? The old back on the Amstrad CPC. Yeah, more Dizzy the Egg, please.
Well, one of my favourite gaming mascots isn't really what I would say a mascot, because he doesn't really represent something, but he could have, and that's Super Meat Boy. I really thought when Super Meat Boy came out, like, oh wow, this character could be, you know, the avatar of the entire downloadable indie game movement. This could be, you know, the Super Mario for the Xbox Live Arcade. And they didn't really use him like that, you know? So he kind of is a mascot in the sense he's a nice little cute character, but he isn't, because these days mascots don't really get used.
Mascots aren't just a branding thing, they're very much about this is what our console means and this is what our console is all about. I think that's much less important nowadays because honestly the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they have so many of the same games. Multi-platform gaming is a much bigger deal now than it was in the 90s when every game would be on one console only. So I think that's why mascots aren't really such a big deal now as they used to be.
I think mascots are less important now just because there's so many great third-party titles that exist across all of the platforms, so you can't really tie these mascots to the old sort of console war mentality anymore. And I think that's what the role that mascots really played in the PS1 and PS2 era.
I think even more so, especially from the developer's point of view, because the characters, the mascots, they give you something to hang the branding on. Like even now, 20 years later, if you see Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, that makes people smile. Even though, yeah, in the last 20 years, his career's been about as successful as Keith Chegwin's.
But Mario's still going strong, so who knows? Could be a challenger to him soon. Maybe an egg. Dizzy the Egg.
Now, I've spent a silly amount of time on Mario Maker constructing levels designed to test even the most hardened Mario player, so it seems a shame not to challenge the rest of the VGN crew to conquer my most devilish creation yet.
It's a nightmarish ghost house I've dubbed Mario's Ladder, on account of the fact that it actually takes place within the addled mind of Mario, who's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder after one trip to the Mushroom Kingdom too many. Fastest time wins, if anyone manages to make it to the end.
Here we go! Okie dokie, time now to do battle with Dan's nefarious little Mario level.
Okay, I don't know whose bright idea it was to make Dan Marr the guy that designed this level, because he is, without a doubt, the worst person.
It's totally between the ghosts.
Yeah, I know how games work. Or more accurately, how Dan Marr's horrible mind works.
Oh, there's the P. Oh, it turned out into coins, but I'm dead.
I believe. Yes! Oh well. No, what? Oh, I hate you so much.
Lots of invisible blocks, so let's just jump around.
Has he put something in there so I can... Yeah. Of course he has. Yeah, he's made it absolutely impossible, hasn't he?
It's just been whispered to me that I can pick it up with Y. I thought I was being told to lift this up.
So stressful. This is easily the most stressful thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh, you little swine. Okay. Ah, you...
Okay, I have this. I've come back here. Righto, I'm going to ignore the sign entirely. I'm going to need that back.
Even though you're closer to death, I kind of prefer cute little Mario rather than big. See, that's what happens when you try to tell an anecdote when you're playing a game.
Let's just try.
Look at this, Mario. All that time on the treadmill and you're not going to lose any weight, mate.
Stop panicking! No, Clyde, no. Come back.
What? There was a magical cloud. And how long have there been magical That was the end of the magical cloud.
You're going to see me tap out. That's going to happen.
Yes. Yes. Here.
I used to like Mario. Used to really like it.
Okay. Cam. No!
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Oh God. Oh God, no. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Well, that was pretty good. Enjoyed that. Oh, but what's gonna be in here? Oh no.
Right, one more go. One more go.
Oh, really? Really? Bowser's old copter. Okay. Hello. Oh, Dan.
I haven't gone this way yet. Maybe, knowing Dan, there is another way to do this.
No! No, no, no.
Oh, no, no! Why did I do that?
Balls.
I jumped out of the thing. Come back. Come back.
Steady.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
No! No! No, not now.
Where am I? There we go. There we go. Ah.
Oh, that's so hard. Right. Okay. Oh, I feel sick.
Whee! Wait, where am I going? What's happening? Oh! Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Ah! Look at what I did!
Secret blocks. Here we go.
Right. Should I have brought the spring with me?
Sign, right. That's going to turn the coins into the path. Come here. Oh, did I do it?
Oh, no. Yes. I did it.
Yep.
I don't know if I should go down here. It all ends here. We'll see, Mar. Yes! In your face.
No. No, that's it. Look at this. Look at that. I'm done. See this? Tapping out. I've tapped out. I can't even get past the first bit. I can't even get past the first bit, Dan. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? That's not fun. Isn't the idea game's meant to be fun?
And that's quite enough Mario malarkey for one show. If you'd like to share your treasured Mario memories with us, feel free to do so either on our official Facebook page, on Twitter using the hashtag VGN, or just whiz them through a warp pipe. Until next time, but actually, you know what? Charles, you do it.
Oh, thank you so much for watching. You're number one.
We'll get the smoke machine cranked right up to 11 tonight on Challenge for Stars in Their Eyes at 10.
I might be a few rungs short of a ladder, but you can still climb on.
Oh, no.
You could win up to £1,000 cash back at Curry's PC World when you buy any TV 699 or over and pick the winning rugby team. And that's on top of our brilliant savings. These smart Sony 4K Ultra HD Ready TVs come with an amazing 5-year guarantee. A great result from just $799. Get free delivery and installation on this Bosch 7kg washer with a fast 1400 spin. Just $299. At Curry's PC World, we start with you.